A man arrested 5 years ago for the death of a 2-year-old boy was found not guilty by a Charlotte jury. Now 30-year-old Christopher Sims is a free man after being arrested and charged with first-degree murder and intentional child abuse resulting in serious bodily injury. On June 9th of 2017, 2-year-old A'dan Blackmon died of injuries due to abuse. Sims was the boyfriend of the boy's mother and often cared for the child. At the time, police were called to the hospital when staff reported treating a child with multiple injuries, including traumatic brain injury. The boy could not breathe on his own, and doctors told police the injuries were life-threatening. Police interviewed both the child's mother and Sims and determined Sims was with the child at the time of the abuse. The boy died, and Sims was charged with murder. Prior to the boy's death, social services visited his home twice to investigate reports of abuse, but during those visits concluded that the home was safe and could not verify the tips they'd received that the boy was being abused. Sims had spent 30 months in jail before he was released with an ankle monitor and with restrictions. And after a 25-day trial, Sims was found not guilty last Friday.
A man accused of murdering his girlfriend's child found not guilty of the crime. A jury handed down the verdict to Chris Sims in court earlier today. He was tried for abusing and murdering 2-year-old A'dan Blackmon in Northwest Charlotte back in 2017.
So the story brings up two things. Sims's name will forever be linked to this crime, and how many people have been wrongly convicted. Because of the internet, Sims will never really be able to move on past this incident. Because a Google search of his name brings up a mugshot and the story. There will forever be people that think he was guilty, regardless of the jury finding him innocent. He will never escape this.
I was just so scared. I never thought I would reach this day. It's been 5 years that I've been waiting for a verdict. It's been 5 years I've been waiting for somebody to see the truth. That I am not the man they tried to paint me to be, that I was just somebody literally trying to make a kid's day better.
There will be people who will argue that true or false, right or wrong, the side with the most compelling story is often the one that comes out victorious in the courtroom. And that is likely true. But this case also brings up the how many innocent people are in jail question. I found a 2017 study from Ohio State University which stated that finding an exact number would be almost impossible, but that they surveyed 188 judges, prosecuting attorneys, public defendants, sheriffs, and police chiefs, and came up with more than 0%, but less than 1% of all convictions are wrongful convictions. So at that time, it was estimated that there were 2.3 million prisoners, and 0.5% being potentially wrongfully convicted. That's 11,500 prisoners were innocent. And also at that time, roughly 195,000 people were being sent to prison each year. So approximately 97 wrongful convictions were happening every year. Now that might sound like a big number, but with the number of people going through the justice system, it's probably considered a success. Obviously, no one should be put in jail unless they deserve to be, but I doubt getting it to 0% wrongfully convicted is even a reasonable thought. Just like getting it 100% on convicting everyone who's guilty is probably not reasonable. So a few more prison stats before we're done here. 15% of all prisoners are serving time for murder. And when it comes to federal prisons, 57.7% of all the inmates are white. That's the largest majority. And the smallest majority is 1.5% of federal prisoners are Asian. And over 10.6 million jail admissions happen every year. So back to Sims. Haters will hate, and hopefully he'll be able to move on in a productive way with his life without this holding him back too much. It must also be noted that the mother of the boy, Sims's girlfriend, stood by him throughout this. And if Sims didn't abuse this boy, she likely knows who did. Because regardless of the outcome of this trial, the boy is still no longer here. And the person who did cause his death will likely never be prosecuted for it. Support this channel and pick yourself up some original crime-related apparel. Look for the link in the description.